All right, guys, we're in chapter 12, section 8. We're doing mixed expressions and complex fractions, okay? Those are a lot of big words. Don't let it really just blow your mind, because look at example 1. At the end of the day, what does it say? Simplify, okay? So if you can simplify, you're going to be fine, okay? So let's look at example 1 over here. Let me work it out for you. So, like I said, all it said in the instructions was to simplify. Simplify. 3 plus 6 divided by x plus 3. And you're probably thinking, that is simplify. What more can I do? Okay? Well, the first thing we have to do is what? What we did yesterday. We have to find a common denominator between both of these. Okay? Well, yesterday, to find a common denominator, we factored things down to find the least common denominator, or multiple, whatever you want to call it. Well, this one's factored all the way down. And this one doesn't even have a denominator. So what's going to be our least common denominator? This one, strictly by just elimination, because it doesn't have anything else. So we're going to bring this down and not mess with it. Now over here, so whenever you, I don't know if you guys remember this from yesterday, but whenever you actually try and move over and find a common denominator, whenever you bring one side down, okay, the other side, you have to multiply the top and the bottom by the common denominator that you found, okay? That's how we get this x plus 3 here, okay? Well, there was just 1 underneath this 3, right? So x plus 3 automatically goes there. So here, we're going to go 3, because our 3's here. We brought it down, times x plus 3, right? So we got 6 over x plus 3 over x plus 3. Then we just distribute here. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 3 is 9, okay? So now we have a common denominator for both of these. The denominator is the same, so we can bring it down and make it as 1, and then combine the top, 3x plus 9 plus 6. 3x, we can bring it down, okay? Bring our denominator down, and we can simplify 9 plus 6, right? Because they're like terms. 9 plus 6 is 15, okay? Can we simplify it any further than that? No, not really, okay? That's about as far as you can really go with it, okay? So 3x plus 15 divided by x plus 3, that's going to be our answer, okay? That's as far as you can take it. So let's look at example 3 now. You can skip example 2, don't worry about it. So, once again, our great instructions from this book is what? Just simplify, okay? Just to simplify. We got, oh my goodness, we got a complex number, all this kind of, it's a big old fraction. So we got x squared times y squared divided by a divided by x squared times y divided by a to the third, okay? So, long story short, don't let all of this confuse you, okay? All this is this, right? X squared times y squared divided by a divided by x squared y times a to the third, correct? Don't let all that blow your mind and confuse you, because it shouldn't. It's not overly hard, okay? So, what I talked to y'all about briefly in a video the other day, because the video that kind of hits this topic was kind of blurred and I sent it to y'all, but we can't divide this into that. Can't do it. Not possible. So, we can do something though. We can multiply, but when we change this division to a multiply, what does it do to this fraction? It flips it, right? Over x squared times y. Okay? Now remember, what was our instructions? To simplify, right? Okay? Can we cross factor anything out? Like, can we cross factor? We cross factor. I know x squared and x squared can eliminate themselves into 1, right? Okay. I know y goes into y squared just what? 1 time. So it eliminates that and takes that away, and it's just 1. I know a is gone, and that cuts this down to a 2. So all I have left is what? Y and a squared. Is that simplified? That's really simplified, right? That's as far as you can go. We just cross-factored right here, okay, and eliminated almost everything simply by just saying, look at this, all this crap up here that looks real complicated. Well, I broke it down to make it look a little less complicated. Then I just simplified it. It's not too bad, okay? And that's our answer. Or it could be a squared times y. It doesn't matter. They're both the same thing, right? Okay? So let's move on to example 4. Okay? I'm sure it's something real complicated that we can simplify and make it down in something less. Okay? Once again, our examples is simplify. Okay? We have a minus 15 divided by a minus 2 divided by a plus 3. Okay? That sounds really, really complicated once again. Okay? But the first thing, remember, our instructions are just to simplify. But one thing that we can't do, we can't subtract a minus 15 divided by a minus 2. Correct? Okay? We have to find a common denominator for this top part before we can do anything else. Okay? So our common denominator for this top part is going to be what? It kind of eliminates itself. Eliminates everything else by itself, right? It's just a minus 2, okay? Because if we factor a minus 2, we're going to get a minus 2. If we factor out 1 and a minus 2, we're going to get a minus 2. So we know the bottom part is automatically what? A minus 2, because we're multiplying a minus 2 times a minus 2. So we're going to get a times a minus 2. Let's go ahead and bring everything down. We got a plus 3 over 15 over a minus 2. Got this minus sign right here. Okay, we got a minus 2 as our denominator for this one. We got to distribute. A times a is a squared. A times negative 2 is negative 2a. Okay? We're still simplifying. So we got a plus 3. And a minus 2 is our common denominator for the top, right? And we can bring these together. So it would be a squared minus 2a minus 15. Okay? Now, we're kind of getting close to what we were doing just a minute ago, okay? But can we factor this part out first before we go any farther? I think we can, right? What are two numbers that multiply and get 15, and then also add or subtract and get negative 2? I'm thinking of 5 and 3, right? 5 and 3 goes into 15. They also could possibly subtract and get, or subtract or add and get negative 2, okay? I'm thinking negative 5 and positive 3, right? Okay? So now we're in good shape. We have factored it all the way down, and we're close to being done, okay? We're really, really close, okay? But first, like we did on example 3, this looks confusing. Let's make it less confusing by doing this. A minus 5 times a plus 3 divided by a minus 2 divided by a plus 3. Okay? So we're almost done. We've almost eliminated it down. Okay? What do we know is under this? We know a 1's underneath it, correct? Okay? Well, we can't divide this into that, but we can multiply it. Okay? If we multiply it, what do we have to do to this fraction? We flip it, right? So we'd have 1 over a plus 3. Now, what did we do last time when we got to this step on example 3? We cross-factored, correct? Can we eliminate anything when we cross-factor here? Okay, if we cross-factor a minus 2 into 1, we don't eliminate anything. But if we cross-factor a minus 5 times a plus 3 into a plus 3, I think we can eliminate the a plus 3's. And then all we're left with is what? A minus 5 over a minus 2, right? This is all we're left. The 1 doesn't matter, okay? We're left with a minus 5 over a minus 2, okay? And that's how you simplify this crazy junk. I know it's a long process, I'm sorry. But if you can know how to simplify this stuff, it's going to help you in the long run so much, okay? Okay, your example problems on page 687 are 25, 26, and 27. They are almost identical to problem number 3. 25 and 26 are. 27's maybe a little bit confusing, okay? Just do your best on it. But if you got any questions, you know you can holler at me, let me know. Good luck.